Good morning. My name is Oliver Westmoreland. I'm a consultant with GSM Immigration. This is my latest blog about sponsor licenses. Until very recently, they were called Tier 2 skilled worker sponsor licenses. Now, with the changes that came into effect earlier this month, December 2020, it's now called skilled worker sponsor license. So, technically speaking, the Tier 2 nomenclature is finished. An employer in the UK who wants to employ somebody from outside the UK will have to get one of these licenses. Now, until very recently, it only applied if an employer wanted to employ someone from outside the EEA. Now, with Brexit and everything, this is no longer going to be the case from 1st of January 2021. Employers who want to employ people from outside the UK, or let me be a bit more precise, employers who want to employ someone from outside the UK and the Republic of Ireland will have to acquire a skilled worker sponsor license from the Home Office. This is a mandatory requirement. If you don't do this, it doesn't happen. This is something that you have to do. Now, any employer is entitled to apply to the Home Office for skilled worker sponsor license. People might ask the question, is the application easy or difficult? Well, I would say that it's more closer to difficult than easy, but it doesn't actually sound very difficult. What the employer has to do, they have to fill in a fairly simple, straightforward online form and submit it to the Home Office. They also have to submit some hard copy documents to the Home Office by post that are designed to show that the employer is a proper bona fide organisation that follows the rules, follows the laws, and pays its taxes and everything. You have to submit a minimum number of these documents, which actually is 4, but you can submit more than 4 if you want. And the Home Office assess these documents, which could be original documents or they could be certified copies. The Home Office assesses these 4 documents, or more than 4 possibly, and assesses them to show that they show indeed that the company is a proper organisation, and if the documents are certified copies, the Home Office checks this certification very, very carefully. Now, this might sound a bit silly, but the Home Office are notoriously fussy about this sort of thing. So submitting the hard copy documents to the Home Office, it sounds easy, but it's not always easy in practice. Anyway, moving on, another problem may come, especially if you're a small, not famous company or a newish company. When you've submitted your sponsor license application, the Home Office might come round and audit your premises. They might make a visit in which a Home Office official, or maybe 2 Home Office officials, will come round, look at your company in a physical way, make silly comments like, I couldn't find your place very easily, your signage is not very good. Or they might say, oh, you've got some health and safety issues here, all these boxes lying on the floor, I nearly tripped over them. They can say anything they like, but the focus of the visit is to look at your HR systems. Have you got HR systems that could really govern and control workers who are under immigration control, which skilled workers they are under immigration control? The laws that apply to them are different from the laws that would apply to someone who's British or settled. They will look at your HR systems very, very carefully indeed. Your HR systems might be paper systems or they might be computer systems. These days, I think probably most people's are computer systems, but the Home Office will look at them, whichever kind it is. They will decide whether, first of all, your systems are sufficiently secure. You know, if you've got your HR system on your computer, you're the manager of the company, you've got your HR systems on your computer, anyone can march into your office and switch on your computer and see them. That's no good. Your HR records must be secure, or if they're physical paper ones, which probably a few firms still might have, they must be in a locked filing cabinet, and the Home Office might ask, oh, who holds the key to the cabinet? And you say, only me. So they will say, so what happens if you get run over by a bus on the way to work? That they ask all these difficult sort of questions. But the main focus is, do you have sufficient flagging systems on your HR systems to make skilled worker visas work properly? Do you know when someone's visa is going to expire? Do you have a flagging system so that you know a few weeks beforehand when someone's visa is going to expire? Do you have a system that works in such a way that if somebody doesn't turn up for work one day, that something flags? Because when this sort of thing happens, somebody doesn't turn up for work for a period of time without any explanation, you have to inform the Home Office via your sponsor management system, SMS, which is a computer system that the Home Office gives to you. You have to inform the Home Office that something like this has happened, or supposing somebody is fired or somebody leaves. You have to have systems and probably an office manual and flagging systems such that the company will automatically inform the Home Office if something funny like that happens. And it's not just down to one person. One person might fall sick or something. It's down to the company as a whole. The company must have sufficient systems that the Home Office is kept properly informed about important events like this. If the Home Office are convinced that your HR systems are good enough, and hopefully they don't trip over any boxes on the way in, then your application for a sponsor license could be successful. Now, some people are very nervous about the Home Office audit. Some companies will say to us, immigration lawyers, quite candidly, we don't really have any HR systems, We're a small company. We always employed people who had the right to work because they were British or settled. We haven't really got any HR systems. Can you help us to build an appropriate HR system? Yes, good immigration lawyers such as GSN Immigration, they can do that for you. And some people are very nervous about the Home Office audit. If there is one, there might be or there might not be, but if there is one, some people are a bit nervous about this because they may never have had any contact with the Home Office before. Well, some firms actually get their immigration lawyers to come round and do a mock audit. They get their immigration lawyer to be to play the part of a stern Home Office auditor and ask them searching questions about their HR systems. And some companies even ask their lawyer to sit in with them during the meeting with the Home Office, probably to hold their hand. They're not really allowed to interject too much, but it depends on what the Home Office auditor is like. But some companies like to have their immigration lawyer sitting in with them to hold their hand, metaphorically speaking, obviously in these coronavirus days, and possibly to be able to assist with the interview process. Now, these things that I explained about how an HR system must work, the Home Office have given a proper term for this. It's called Migrant Tracking Policy. This sounds rather sophisticated. What it means is that you're keeping control of your skilled workers, and if anything untoward happens, you have a system in place that the Home Office will be automatically informed. The way that your company systems work, that the Home Office will be automatically informed about this. The other thing that people might want to ask, I'm sure, is there a fee for a sponsor license application? I'm afraid there is. It depends. The level of the fee depends on whether you're a small company or a large company within the legal meaning. If you're a small company within the legal meaning, the fee is £536. If you're a large company within the legal meaning, it's considerably higher. It's £1,476. Another thing that you need to be aware of, and perhaps this is a more complex issue if you're a larger company, you need to have certain people, or at least one person in place, to look after and monitor your skilled worker employees. Somebody who will look after and monitor your sponsor management system, SMS, which, as I say, is a system that the Home Office gives to you, an online system that the Home Office gives to you, and it deals with pretty much everything to do with them sponsoring skilled workers. Now, in every case, there must be an authorising officer. The authorising officer is the person in charge of everything to do with their sponsor management system. In a smaller company, very possibly, that might be all that you want. You might only want one official person. On the other hand, you might want to have more people even in a small company. There's another person that you can appoint who's called a key contact. This is somebody who is the person who is generally using the SMS and is generally in contact with the Home Office. There are other positions which you can have, level 1 user, level 2 user, and they will be allowed to perform certain operations on the sponsor management system. As I say, probably with a larger company, you might like to have several positions. With a smaller company, you might like to have just one person, the authorising officer. It depends. It's very much up to you. Whichever way you want to work it, the Home Office will agree to it. Thank you very much for listening to my vlog and watching my vlog. I hope you found it useful and informative. Please don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel to watch subsequent blogs on various other interesting immigration subjects. So I hope to see you next week, when I will be discussing something else similarly interesting about UK immigration.